Hello, I'm back out again for another wee cast at trout, would you believe it? Not on loose this time though, unfortunately, but nonetheless you make the best of what you get, don't you? So I come out for a quick run today. It's the last day of March and the spring this year has been quite good. Now I think we're due snow next week, but maybe the long range forecast will be wrong, but the spring so far has been quite good. And relatively mild compared to the last, I don't know, 10, 12 years. We've had really cold springs, you know. So I thought, well, I'll take the advantage of it and get out. So I'm having a wee cup of tea here, which is most efficacious, and a bit of banana, and a wee sit down before I tie a few flies on and start with a cast or two. So I'm going to give it a throw, and like I say, it's a relatively mild day for March. There's not much wind, so not much wave, but even so, I think I should still be in with a chance maybe of a wee fish. You know, I'm never very hopeful in March, especially not up here. Quite a deep lough in some places, right in the middle, you know, it gets quite deep, but we'll give it a throw and see. So that's the excitement for today, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. Move the fish. So I've started the reel fishing. I had a few casts there. Just a few people had asked me to make a video about how I make my videos, which is a somewhat weird concept. But so I've done a wee bit of that. It's not very exciting, but nonetheless I've done it. So if you want, you can watch and see how I do it. But it's not tricky. And I don't do anything fancy because I like to be like super lightweight, and you know, I don't like carrying extra gear, and I don't like any of the video stuff eating into the fishing time. So I've started out today on a Barvis crippler and the Shawboss shrimp again. Two good trout flies. It's not really warm enough to fish in my shirt sleeves, but these Arctis shirts are quite solidly windproof, so it's actually cutting the breeze nicely for me. So I don't feel too cold, but I think the smock will have to go on just to keep the wind off, you know, and help with the insulation a wee bit. But it's just, well, it's nice to get a March day out, you know. See if we can move a fish, maybe. Don't know. You know yourself, the March days, fish is always a rare thing. But if you've seen my previous video of a cast I had on lough there just a week back, you'll have seen that I did manage to get a few fish, and actually I moved quite a few, a surprising number. And people are catching good quality fish, even though it's quite early. So I'm kind of hopeful that maybe this spring I'll not be as cold, though I think it's snow next week, which seems more typical. Because we've had what seems like a succession of really bitterly cold springs. Oh, it dropped off. Yeah, I don't remember a sort of mild spring in a long time. I remember fishing in shirt sleeves, or in fact in my t-shirt, during the Easter holidays when I was a kid, you know. And that would have been end of March or into April. But especially the last while, it seems like the springs have been really bitterly cold, you know. So I've moved one fish and kind of failed to hook one there. So that was, yeah, I think that's the big success for a March day. Got a cup of tea as well. There's a wee aeroplane flying back and forth over here, and you do wonder, maybe it's taking pictures for Google Earth or something, because it's been going like back and forth, you know. There's another fish move. See, just there. I don't know if you saw. Oh, and that moved a fish as well. Had a wee tug. It might be the same fish. It's just darting about, maybe. The fish in here are all wee, you know, nothing of any size, but it's good sport, and it's one of the few places where I can get easy access for a bit of, you know, wild brownie fishing, sort of in a more moorland setting. So I like it. So I think it's time for a fly change, because my feeling is that I'm seeing fish moving. I've moved a few, but I haven't really hooked any. And so they don't seem to like what I'm offering them. And what I'm offering them is quite bright. So maybe if I go to something dark, I'll maybe keep the shawbus shrimp is on the bob. I'll maybe keep it in the bob and change the Barvis crippler for something, you know, small and dark, basically. Though the Barvis crippler's a demon at the trout, you know. So this is the second time along this wee bit of bank. Normally I keep moving, but because I saw a few fish rising here, I thought I'll give it another go. I've changed the Barvis crippler on the point for one of John McLean's Connemara blacks. I think this one's sort of tied like a half hog sort of pattern. Because I have a lot of faith in his Connemara blacks, you know. So that's something a wee bit darker than what I started with. And feeling that, I think I'll go to a black pennel or something like that, because it could be there's like wee midgie type creatures coming off, you know. So a wee midgie type fly might be the good boy, you know. We'll see. The wind, I've lost the wind a wee bit, but it's just been coming and going since I've got here, so maybe that's just the way it is. Heard a fish, didn't see it, but heard it. It was somewhere just off my left shoulder here. Oh, that moved a big strong pull, but no fish to show for it. So, yeah, that's not very successful. I'll try here in case the fish that I heard is still here. Because it was somewhere here, you know. maybe not. Hooked around my gubbins. So yeah, that was a good strong pull and no fish. Of course, those big pulls are almost always wee tiny fish, but then any pull in this loch is always a wee tiny fish, so that'll not be anything too unusual, you know. Just let it sink a wee bit. See how that goes. So in an attempt to shock them, I've stuck a big loch shrimp on the top and a sort of a bigger one of John's black pennels on the point. I know it's the exact opposite of what I should do when I don't have much wind, but sometimes, just sometimes, shocking them can work, you know. And I haven't had any luck with doing the right thing so far, so I don't see why maybe trying something alternative might not work, you know. Oh, stomach rumbling now. Got the hunger, even after having the banana. It's hard to believe. It's on the loch shrimp, would you believe? And a small fish for here, but not not unusually small. Let's see if I can manage to unhook it. Come here. There we go. Back to the depths. So, at least I'm not going to be completely blank. I've managed to do all sorts of tangles here. I don't know what tangle around, but yeah, okay. So a tiny microfish, which I guess means I'm not going to be completely blank, but it's not a great fish even for here, you know, though I suppose they don't get that much bigger, but maybe I'll go along a wee step or two, try a bit further along, and then maybe that'll be time to call it quits, because it's starting to feel quite cool. I know I'm just standing here in my shirt, but nonetheless it's still starting to feel quite cool. So I don't know what happened there. My DJI camera just crashed. It made all these funny noises and shut down. And when I powered it up, it said something about battery low, and then it reported it had 80% battery. So again, I can't tell you what that means, but clearly something odd going on, you know, because it's not that long since I changed battery, so 80% sounds about right, you know. It's getting near the sort of time when I need to start walking back. This one's on one of the Connemara Blacks, I think. So, oh, yeah. There we go. Another wee fish. Again, pretty typical wee fish for this lough, you know. Not big at all. I'll be hooked around a heather root somewhere. So I think, having managed to hook two, I think it's time to call it quits. I'm going to pack up, have a bit of chocolate, maybe have a wee sit for a minute or two, take in the view, and then I'll start the walk back towards the car. It has certainly been an interesting day out, but my fishing skills have obviously been severely lacking, in that the fish do seem to be moving, unusually for March, but like I say, we've had quite a mild spring, so the fish are moving, and they're moving to my flies, but I'm just not hooking them, or they're not making contact, you know. Interesting and frustrating day out.